8.1 billion bank run, and they had a lot of money, but they still had to make up for the obligation. So they liquidated over 3.1 billion assets. I'm not saying that's where single-handedly came, but that's a big liquidation. So they may have kind of run some sort of flush or flash thing, just so that you guys are aware of. Another one I noticed, I was looking into Bonk. Of course, it had its kind of moment. Now it's kind of withering out. But there's another one called Chili that started trending yesterday. Straight up rip off of Bonk. So if you are DJing and gambling, look into that. It's called Chili, CHI, I believe.
Yeah, don't fucking tell these people about this fucking rug coin.
Well,
No, I just think this is gonna
I'm
be a
not
new
fucking with
thing.
Solana, so I'm just letting you guys know, since y'all are like in a
Oh,
DJing about
this
shit.
isn't the end of this. This is just the start of all these. If you held a Solana NFT, now you get a coin called Bonkers, or you get a coin called fucking Bowl of Chili, or some shit. Like, this is just the beginning. I'm gonna just check my wallet every day and see what new airdrop token I got, because this shit is taking over the fucking industry. Like, this is a new thing that not a lot of projects have done, but like the traction that Bonk got, I just think other projects are just gonna copy and
Hundred
paste that.
percent,
So
100%.
Yeah,
But for me, what was interesting is there's another one I saw yesterday, because we always talk about this like inflationary coins, what means they keep printing or they have a massive circulation, and then how do they introduce deflationary mechanism into it? And what I notice is this other token called XNFT, Zen NFTs. What they are doing, the mechanism is very cool. They took millions of, like when you mint their NFT, the way you're minting is you're burning like a billion or like whatever 100 million of those tokens. So it immediately increases the value. The only way you can mint a new NFT is burning all this like a gazillion fucking shitcoin, right? So for me, why that's interesting is, if you have any something like Bonk or any of these uh, tokens that are capturing the attention of the market, but if you are a brand new project that want to launch, you could actually build this simple mechanism where you can actually allow users with those tokens to burn it. Therefore, they mint a new NFT, and therefore it's like kind of wrapping the new NFT into that, right? So inherently, you're creating value right off the bat. So just wanted to let you guys know, keep an eye on for those kind of projects. I think that's going to be the next, next couple of weeks. We are going to see some action on those type of trends that people are kind of running on their cocktail.
yo,
So
so
that's it for today.
don't listen to that. Build an actual fucking project without Ponzinomics and token bullshit to try to keep you alive. Like, don't listen to this, man. Do not do that, because now,
I want to bring Solana down. Okay, so shut up, Chief.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, don't just make something real and sustainable, and then you don't need any kind of backdoor Ponzinomics to live. Go ahead, Luke, and then I want to say what's up to a couple people that are on stage that I haven't seen here before. So go ahead, Luke.
Yo, what up, GM? A couple things. I would like everyone to go to the bottom right hand corner and retweet the space. I know not everyone has. And if you're in the audience, leave a comment if you got some alpha, and I'll make sure to look it over if Chief or Espresso don't, and your comment will get brought up. Even if you just say hi, I wanted to introduce myself to everyone to, encourage people to
Luke, and I want
interact.
you to be the police officer too. So if someone's on stage and they're about to talk, I want you to like put the alarm on that they haven't retweeted the space. So like for you to talk on the space and you haven't retweeted is just like, that's an asshole move, my guy. So like Luke's gonna be in charge of making sure the people that talking actually have retweeted the space. And if you have, talk freely. But if you haven't, you're gonna get an alarm in your ear and we're gonna mute you until you retweet it. So yeah.
And, and that's an alarm in everyone's ear. So it's like when you fuck up in class and everyone has to do push ups or do an extra assignment or something. So yeah, that, and then I pinned up something. It was just Dead got randomly mentioned. I don't even know what the conversation was around Dead I think LG and Beats News, and an artist Super Nifty did a collab with him like almost a year and a half ago. So just a cool piece that I pinned up top. And then there's this Vinny Hager burn thing today that I wanted to pin up just because I think it's really cool how he had this art that he airdropped to people, and then the art was down to like 0.015, 0.02 for a while. Didn't have any sales for a month. And then he announces that a year after he airdropped this to people, he's going to be introducing a burn mechanism for new pieces, which are limited. So I picked one up at 0.1. I'm debating of burning, but if you look at the art, I don't necessarily love those things that you can burn for, but they are more rare. So I'm looking for any help or advice on what to do with that play. I got it for 0.1. I could take a small profit for 0.02 right now, but I might burn and then have the piece. I don't know. I also can't send any DMs, so DMing me is kind of futile. And then just wanted to also mention that like Vinny Hager has that where he had that art from a year ago that was completely overlooked. And I would definitely say that regardless of any burn mechanism, I would imagine that any piece from Vinny Hager should be worth more than 0.02, right? So maybe now's a good time to go to artists that you know of and you either have wanted to collect or you just think that their art has good value and will retain its value over time, and look through their look at the wallets that have created the contracts that we know and see if there are any other contracts that they've created or that are more low key, or maybe some stuff on other chains that could be overlooked and undervalued. And we've seen so many projects pump recently, like shit that I didn't think would have sales ever again. I've seen getting sales and stuff is going up in price. So if you know of anything that is due for a pump just because everything's going up that still has an active community and some sort of value, please share it with us, because we've seen you could have bought like almost any project with an active community and been up right now if you bought 2 weeks ago.
100%, bro. Like a lot of these communities have been tax lost harvest and been oversold just because people are just trying to get out before the new year. And then now the traders know that and realize, oh, this price is down too much. So they're going to take their profits from the cute R meta that happened over the past week, and they're going to go into these smaller communities. And we saw that happen exactly. We saw Kaiju's pump. We saw Tasty Bones pump. We saw Crypto Morris pump. We saw Three Landers pump. These are all communities that have communities, strong communities, but they were tax loss harvest because that people are down pretty bad from holding them from 1 year. So that was the play yesterday. I'm not saying that's going to be the play today, but a project that I saw that hasn't pumped nearly as much as it probably should have was Genuine Undead. I remember Genuine Undead got up to like an ETH. And I haven't really seen, I don't know if they're all YayPeg holders now or what, but like I was scrolling through Finances and looking like the changes in 24 hours, and like they were up to like 3 or 4%. So I could possibly see Genuine Undead, one of those communities that hasn't got a pump yet, possibly get it if they like change the profile pictures back from the YayPegs to the Genuine Undead and actually like push the movement a little bit better than they have been recently. So that's one of the
Also,
projects
I
that
don't
kind of
know,
caught
like,
my eye.
yeah, also, I don't know who said that yesterday. It's always like a good idea if you're not really attached to a project, but even if it's down, just keep that out for sale. And you never know, like, randomly, people will just come and buy that shit. So, like, if you have a bunch of things in your wallet that you have not fucking with, just make sure that you put it out for sale and just let it sit there and people will come and grab it because Expresso, you're right, man. Like, I think a lot of people also sold it out for last year for tax harvesting, and if there's a community that's active, they're buying back in at a lower price entry just to get back in the community.
I agree, and I think we'll possibly see something similar over the next day. Is people are going to be liquidating to possibly swing trade meme land, and then the shit's gonna go crazy. And I don't think people are gonna have enough liquidity to play around, so they'll just FOMO back into the project after the meme land trades over. So you might possibly see some of these projects that went up over the past week or two kind of like go down in price because people are taking profits, trying to consolidate their ETH so they can play with the biggest mint of 2023. And a lot of people are going to get burned, or a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to fuck with that. And then they'll FOMO back into their old projects they fucking liquidated. So I think the next week, you could possibly see some better buying opportunities for some of the stuff that you forgot to get into in the past week or two, maybe like Space Riders or Root Troop, The Plague, Sappies. Like some of those, like we're probably going to go down in price over the next week because people are going to take profit and try to play meme land. But like in the next probably 2 weeks, those projects will regain its status and people will FOMO back into them because they might take profits from meme land and go back into that community, or people will get burned and not want to play the game and like just buy back into their original communities that they liquidated before. So definitely look at those. I think there's going to be some buying opportunities in the next week of some of these projects that you thought you missed that will be back in buying price probably for the next 2 weeks. So, Luke, you had your hand back up. Did you have something else to say? If not, I'll go to someone else.
Yeah, I was gonna pin something up, and yeah, I'll pin something up and then hit around. But sorry, Steezy, if I talked for way too long and you hopped
He
off
had a
the
work
stage.
call. He had a work call, so he'll be back. And the boy always be GMing and always be working. Damn it! This fire truck just parked in front of me in a one-way street. Now I can't get around. Dang, bro. Dang. Yeah, come, like do a lap, bro. Like I got to do this job. Sorry, but Chief, you said you want to talk to some people. Go ahead, my guy. Run it.
No, we brought a couple new people up on stage. Well, Gentle just dropped down, but CS, what's up, man? Haven't seen you before. Welcome. And then we got Moses up here. What's up, man? Welcome.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
welcome,
Thank you.
welcome. Nice to
Yeah,
talk to you guys.
guys popped up. Did you guys have a comment about the topic at hand, or
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, Hi TDA. Hi Express. So nice to be here. This is my first time, my very very first time on your space, and I find it very interesting. I actually listened a little before coming up on speaker, so it's really a great one. For me, I think this is going to be a very great year. It's going to be the year is full of great promises. I think we're going to have the bull markets back. I'm just feeling. I think my intuition tells me that, but I know my intuition doesn't tell lies most times. I just feel it like it's going to be bull market back, and everybody's going to have a very fair one this year by the grace of God. Yeah. So you just keep being persistent. It's gonna come to everyone. But also, yeah, we have a drop right now. I and some artists, about 9 traditional artists, we from different parts of the world, by the way. So we did a collaboration on Nifty Gateway.
so we don't shill. So you can come talk about anything you want with NFTs, participate. Appreciate you getting comfortable and coming up. But what we're not gonna do is tell people to buy your work because, for one, we don't know you. If I knew you, it would be something different, right? Because we like to support our community. But you're not just gonna come and just say buy this. So if you want to say something else, feel free and welcome.
All right, thank you so much. And then I'm really sorry about that, man. I'm really sorry. I was just trying to bring people's mind to what we were doing, but then I'm sorry about that. Thank you everyone for listening. I wish you all a good one. I wish you a good year, and thank you.
All right, I guess that was cool. My man NATO and Pop Digi back. All right, guys.
Sorry, I hit the
So
alarm.
anyway,
Sorry, I hit the
did
alarm.
we men- No, no, no. You're good. I was just gonna talk about some stuff trending in the market right now. We had these Omnis mint out earlier this morning, right? It was kind of an interesting thing. I saw it go around. It was an old computer. You had to apply through almost like typing a command line, and they've just had nutty volume like literally all morning, and it hasn't stopped. Floor price is still low at 0.02, a lot listed at 1,000. Holder count is a little crazy. We got 3 people, I would say 4 people with about 100. So those people alone hold about 10% of the collection, 100 each. And so it doesn't look good in terms of longevity, but it's interesting to see such demand so early on, right? I mean, the project doesn't have anything really that special in terms of, I mean, marketing was good, it was something different, but and then you have BRX, right? And then when you click their Twitter, the first thing you see is this account has been restricted. So, kind of a red flag for me in a sense. But then again, Twitter's been dog shit, and even your friends can't DM you for random stuff. So it's a little crazy on that end. So right now we're currently at 7,800 minted, 56 ETH traded, and a floor price of 0.023. So I was just bringing that up because that's been trending literally all morning. We have these consensual palettes, which is like, it seems like AI generated artwork. They had a small run. It's a small collection of 1,000 people. No real crazy holder count, but I could see this running in a couple days just due to being a small collection and people kind of just being bored with money. Other than that, Doodles, 2 sales in the last 15 minutes, back up to a floor price of 7 ETH. Alien Friends back trending as well. And Alien Friends are now sitting, ooh, yeah, Alien Friends OGs are now sitting at 0.625. So slowly,
That's nice.
yeah, slowly creeping on up, almost basically like a two times from a week ago, right? Or at least a point 0.2 up. So
I have a little write up on the Omis, so if you guys want to do some more information or a bigger deep dive into it before the mint actually started, so this is basically a write up that happened like before the mint started, just to give people like another perspective of what we're talking about here. So it's a 10K collection. It was 6% over allocated. It was a 0.005 price. Their marketing to build the hype has been on point with the mysterious play. There's not much known about the roadmap team or art, but from the website, it looks like a pixel art. Gives me vibes of Red Pill. Interaction on Twitter are impressive, and some notable people following. The website says it's by the artist of Anon and Coders. We'll know. Who knows if that's true or not? Degen is fuck play. Could build hype as more people gain more attention. There's nothing good today, so people might just play with it. So you can mint 3 per wallet, and that possibly might brick the floor. But it looks like it's had a nice little breakout in the past hour or something. So people are saying like the breakout to 0.02 could get there very quickly. And I don't know, people are saying, like this has some momentum and people are actually fucking around with this project a little bit. So we could possibly see some more price action as the day goes along. So
yeah,
that's a little breakdown on it.
it was 0.005 each. I minted 3 this morning. I got whitelist from Kaiju. And so I was able to basically just sell one for the whole price of everything. And now they're back at a 0.02. And it's just like I said, volume's just been nutty. I mean, I don't like the fact that there's 1,000 listed. That's not very bullish in a sense, but it is just interesting to see why so many people are trying to buy and are going hard.
Yeah, we've seen that kind of recently. What was the project that went to 0.7 that Chicken had on? And then we had
help me debug.
Yeah, like we've seen these like pixelated mystery fucking sagas like pop up in the past 2 weeks to a month. I mean, even the mystery bowls, and then we've seen the red pill. Like a lot of these are kind of the similar playbook. There's not a lot to know, or there's a bunch of speculation and a bunch of gamification of it, and like it brings people in just because it's fun and people like to gamble a little bit. So this is another one of those. I mean, it's at 0.02 right now. I mean, it's a low risk. You could possibly see these, like they said, maybe run the 0.05, 0.06, but don't sit in these for longer than like 24 hours. I think these will probably go back to under mint before you know it. So it's definitely something that's gaining the attention of the space just for today. So just if you are getting in, just be in and out and just play the game and keep updated with anything trending on their Twitter. Let's go over to Papa Digi. Saw that he came in here. He has been calling out Bobo the Bean Farmer last night. You had a bunch of plays you were just calling out left and right. So what's up, Papa?
Yo, what's up, guys? Fucking waking up a little hungover from last night, but just like a recap on some of those plays last night. The toxic skulls are from 0.12 to like 1.5 right now. I think it can probably get up to like 2.2 to like 0.3 range. Three landers, it looks like it's on like a little dip right now, so you might be able to get a good collection offer in if you guys think it's going to run up again on it. And then I ended up buying one of those Helix passes. I was looking at that shit. They were up to like, I think like a month ago at like 0.9 or something. Right now they're at like 3.95. I picked one up at like 3.68 last night. But it's like, let's see. In like 60 buys, it goes to 0.6. I'm watching that, and then also the every day just trying to buy more digi shit, you know.
Oh, I know, bro. Isn't Villain's coming out pretty soon, though? Isn't it? Maybe like a week from now. Has to be soon, right?
It's gonna be out next week. I'm pretty sure. I think they have to do it next week because I think the Super Bowl is the second week of February, or it's the first week. I don't know, but they have to. that's gonna be like a whole. I'm sure they'll do like a week of him like just like kind of hyping it up, doing performance marketing, something, and that is gonna happen next week. And then also, if it takes a week to make those potions, so if anybody buys like a villain or they get a villain from getting whitelist or whatever, if they want to upgrade their villain, it's going to take a week to do that unless they buy a potion off the market. So that's another thing to factor in, that if you have those potions ready, you might be able to make like some quick cash on it, because if it takes a week to make them, then there might not be like a mass amount of supply, especially if people start buying them up to start upgrading. But I need to get 2 more of those Genesis spirits, and then I'll have 3 potions outside of like the.
Isn't the Bored Ape thing next week too? Isn't like something with Bored Apes is on the 11th? So like,
yeah, I think they have a mint or like a new project or some shit next week.
They got
too.
their like interaction of all their shit that they're doing. So it would be smart to like stagger it between like these big hype things that are going on with Bored Apes and shit, just so they can get the most attention. Go ahead, Chief.
No, I was just gonna say that's about like you got talking about liquidity. Yuga tends to see ETH and suck it all up. So, be careful as well. See it move up a little 0.1 or a 0.02 or something, like, especially if it's a bigger purchase. Just know the macro of our world is that Yuga has a massive mint coming up. You have a lot of people excited about a kid called Beast. You have a lot of people coming into Liquid because of the captains. And that could, with captain's money, right, and the Yuga mint being 2 or 3 days after, there's not going to be extra money just necessarily flowing, right? So think about those things before you make these big purchases.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Yuga usually is the indicator, or like the flag that waves in the air that tells you if we're in a bullish or bearish scenario. Like when we went into other side last year, that kind of marked the top, and we went to a bear. And then, we've been seeing fucking mutants and all these other assets fucking pumped to death after Bored Ape kind of like announced their Jimmy the Trial shit. So I would imagine the hype will continue, and the mini bull will continue until this kind of anticipation or this enjoyment of the Bored Ape minting experience is over. And like, I think that probably is around mid-February, and that's kind of where I'm calling. Like, yeah, everything's not going to go up like every day, right? But like over the next month and a half, if your portfolio's sitting at like, we'll just say 10 ETH, yeah, it might go down to 9 in next week. But I would say by mid-February, you're probably going to be, if you had 10 ETH to start the year, I could see if you possibly just sit in some good projects, it getting up to like 13 or 14 ETH. And just like if you hold it all the way through February and into March, you might like lose the opportunity of selling a lot of those assets and then buying ETH and these NFTs at cheaper prices. Because after Meme Land, after the Bored Apes, after the villains and the Super Bowl with Digi-Daidaku, there really isn't a lot of hyped projects after that. So a lot of like this space is forward thinking and about anticipation. And there's really not that next project after February where everybody's gonna be like, I got to get liquid for that, or I'm excited about that. So, things might change, but I definitely see the catalyst setting up for the next month and a half of being really bullish. And like, this is your opportunity. If you've been here the whole time holding bags, to like take profits this time. And like, don't think if you take profits that it's the end. Like, there's gonna be multiple opportunities to buy back in during this bear. And all you're trying to do, the goal is not hold JPEGs, but just like accumulate more ETH and more money, and then like have this dry powder up for the next bull run, like the whole, like the macro bull run, like when stocks are going up and crypto's going up and NFT, everything's going up at once. There's just not these micro sectors that are pumping. That's when you want to have the dry powder. That's where you want to make your plays, because like right now we're making like 2 to 3 X's. In a bull, you're going to be making like 20 to 30 X's. And if you don't have any dry powder to fuck around with, you're going to be missing out. And like, it's about being like looking forward and like make sure that you guys aren't over leveraged in this space. And like, this is your opportunity. If you have been holding projects for a while, like take those profits. Don't be holding the bag for the next bear cycle in NFTs that might happen at the end of February. So everybody be aware of that. Let's see. Beat, you had your hand up, and then we'll go to Show Me and then Luke. So go ahead. What's up, my guy?
Yeah, super quick. I'll just bring the big wallet watch. Fucking just a couple of interesting purchases that have happened recently. Pudgy Penguins number 3584 was just sold for an offer of 30 WETH. 14 other deed or other side plots were bought by one wallet. Bodie Life is their Twitter handler. Twitter handle. They went on a buying spree and bought 17 Bored Ape Kennel Club. They bought a Macy and a CryptoPunk. An M2 mutant serum by the Bored Ape Chemistry Club just sold for 35 fucking ETH. An Azuki number 7257 just sold for 288 Ethereum. And then this is interesting as well. 2 Axie Infinity land plots. It doesn't, and if you guys are on Axie, I can give you the plot. If not, it doesn't matter. Anyway, these 2 plots were both sold for 110 WETH. That is fucking crazy. Interesting shit. People are dropping serious coin when they believe in ecosystems and where they're going. And it just makes you think, like, like that's why I love alpha spaces in general. Like just where you get this information delivered, because there are, like Omi, Espresso, Chief, like everybody's got these different lanes that they ride in, and there is so much happening in these emerging markets. And emerging means booming if you pick right. So when you pick wrong, you get fucked, and you end up in, like, we're not going to go there, but when you take information in from all the places, it's such a better way to try and navigate this. So Matt,
Shout out the beat. Let's get the Show Me. What up, Show Me?
GM. So I just had a question for everybody, because I know we're sort of talking about these Yuga Labs mint and things, and do you think it would matter if people like Franklin and Herb and some of these main holders, Machi, do you think it would matter if they started selling their apes? And what I mean by that is sentiment, everything like that. I personally feel like by April, apes are going to have a very big awakening, that a lot of these people that have been
That's a rug.
system up.
Yeah, he's rugged.
What was that?
You rugging a little bit. Show me. You're rugging a little bit. Like,
we got your point. Point.
Yeah.
You're asking if the big Bored Ape holders start selling, would that drive the price down? And I think, of course, it will. But doesn't mean that just because the price gets down doesn't mean that there aren't people willing to purchase it. Like, I think a lot of people love when Franklin sells or FUDs, because it gives these people that have been waiting on the sideline an opportunity. Around 50 ETH is like, I don't think Bored Apes ever get below that, because there's like people that will be willing to spend 30K on a Bored Ape just because that's like what they believe the price should be. And I just think that people like really want him to sell so they can buy in, because I think there is value in having a Bored Ape. I think we all see it. Like, if you have a Bored Ape, people think you know what you're talking about. People will tune in to what you say, even though you might not. But like, it's a great investment if you are trying to build like a brand, or just be part of an ecosystem that's the top in this eco, like in this tech sector, which is NFTs. Like, if you want to be part of the best crew and the most innovative NFT in the space, it's a Bored Ape. And I don't think it gets ever to like a point where any noobs or any of us could ever buy in. Like, I think 50 ETH is probably the max that it ever gets down to, unless we go to like BenDAO or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I for some reason I think we're hitting like 35, and it's going to be a little destructive for a bit of the year. But I feel you. I don't think anyone realizes what's actually going on with Yuga, and how it's not really a full team effort. Like, if you look back, the founders aren't even the same people anymore, but no one's really talking about it.
You can kind of,
because they got a new CEO and shit. Is that what you're saying?
well, not only that, you can kind of see it with the creation of the council. I mean, you can kind of fluff it up and do whatever you want, but the idea of a council itself is, I mean, to me, you set up a council because you don't have a pulse on what's going on. So you want someone that has a pulse on what's going on. And it's like almost a disconnect that's been occurring in a sense. Do I think it's good and beneficial? Yes, but it's one of those things that, why did it get to the point of necessity rather than if we are the quote unquote most successful brand in less
So
than
there's a lot of VC funding, right? It's not like they're not like Frank, right? Like they have like ACT&T, like if say they wanted to do something, it has to go through a lot of sectors for it to get approved. It's not just like, okay, Gordon wants to do it, we're going to do it. They have to be hands off, because if they try to do something by the whim, it has to go through like 6 or 7 people before they approve it, just because there's so many investors. So like, yeah, for them passively, they can't do shit or be connected to Twitter, because they're like, they can't do it because they like, you know what I'm saying? So like, for them to be self-aware and say changes. So let's get a council in here that's in the spaces every day, and I'll let them fucking make the proposals to these investors. And at least they're here every day, and they probably have a better beat on it than we do. So like, I actually think it's bullish at the fact that they're self-aware and not too big for the britches to like be the biggest project in the system and say, yeah, we don't actually know what our community wants. Let's get some.
Connor isn't a suit, and he never was a suit to begin with. So for you to say that, well, we want someone that's not a suit and of the culture to be the one making the decision, well, they're so of the culture that they created it to be what it is. And so how exactly are they not of the culture anymore now when boards are involved or VCs and stuff like that?
You're not.
If you look,
You're not part of it anymore.
if you look at the voting, the
You're rugging.
the voting was probably the craziest part, because Machi basically runs all of it. He owns enough votes that whatever he sways ends up being what it is. Machi was voting on having someone else as counsel, and I think it was um, I forget who it was, but they lost because Machi changed his votes at the end to this guy Gary. Because if you look, the amount of votes that were going to one person and the amount of votes that were going to the other were so off that there's somewhat of an issue with being able to like do proper voting with the Ape Council because of the Ape Coin.
Let's just go to some hands because I saw Steezy's hand go up when we got on the topic, and then we'll shoot you over to Luke. So Steezy, go ahead, man.
Yeah, apologies, I'm working, so like 75% listening. So I think it's definitely an interesting conversation talking about founders bringing in additional help, and I think you could definitely qualify like the CEO hire as like additional help. But I think putting together the council, even though that went kind of poorly, given what's his name, Degentraland getting in, and because that Horizon Labs backing, but I still think that was a really good move, and I wouldn't even necessarily qualify that as like additional help, because I think that's one of the major oversights that a lot of projects have, is the aspect of listening to the community and then figuring out how to act on those suggestions, concerns, criticisms, whatever you want to call it. Because I think, I don't know, Web3 is a very interesting place where, of course, when you buy into a project, to some degree, you are investing in, especially in Web3, you're a part of, quote unquote community, and you feel like you have, to some degree, a say in the vision and direction of the project. And I think it is incredibly important for project founders to put together, community councils and have a more formal place for people to vocalize their concerns, ideas, you know, plans for the future in a more concise and like professional manner. To, I don't know, professional is the right degree, but rather than a bunch of people just screaming in a Discord, I guess we can call it professional then. But I think like that aspect of having actual people tapping into the community and bringing in these grassroots organic ideas is super necessary, and every project should do it. But I think the thing that people like, the spot where there's a pain point is the aspect of like the project founders should be listening to what the community wants, but at the end of the day they should solely act on what they feel is the best idea. And like, they, of course, they should be taking in these concerns, ideas into what into their thought process while this is all going on. But projects should not let the community drive the full project unless it's like a CCO community ran project like MFers or something. But with a project like Yuga, when we're talking about all this VC backing and incredible amounts of funding coming in from royalties and stuff like that, they need to ultimately be the final decision makers. And especially with smaller projects, founders need to have the final say. And that's not like that's not to say that they shouldn't be listening to the community and in their decisions, but like if they disagree with the community, tough shit, stick with it, and stay strong to what you think is best. Like there's a reason the project is where it is. The concept of the project wasn't founded by the community, it was founded by the founders. So I don't know, I think it's, and this may be a hot take that people disagree with, but I really do think that there needs to be a line between founders and the core leadership team, and then the community. And like, of course, I'm a community member saying this, so like, like right now with like the youths, like I may have a really good idea and I want Frank to hear me out on it, but I've never fucking launched my own project. I've never launched my own Web2 company. Like I'm not going to act like I'm some, you know, incredibly successful entrepreneur or business, mogul. And a lot of people in these communities feel that they are. And so
So
I think it's just, like a necessary thing to realize that, like, as much as you want your voice should be heard, but not always acted upon, I guess is like what I'm saying. That was just a stretched out tangent about it, but
no, you're good. I got a couple points on that. So when it comes down to actually, like, let's just say you said you're investing into a brand or a community. I am a very big believer in identifying what hat you're trying to put on. Those are two completely different hats, right? It's either investors expect a report every quarter and they're not in Discord bitching about what I'm doing, right? In a sense. Community member. Okay, I want to be a community member. All right. So are you, if you were to take inventory, doing everything that you can do for that community in order to then walk up to the founder or go up to any of these people on the C level and say, hey, I feel like XYZ isn't working out? Because we also see a lot of these people that want to do the half in, half out. Well, I'm a community member. You need to listen to us. Okay, cool. Do you show up to the AMAs? Oh, no, I'm busy and this and that. Okay, cool. I don't care. Like, you can open your phone and put it on and support us and just be a member of the community. So when someone comes into the community, are you there? Do you have the Discord? Are you even in the Discord? Are you in our socials? So there's a big line in saying, hey, listen to the community. And I agree, you should. But not everyone who says, I'm here and I'm the community, shows up and acts like a community. Right. And that's one of my biggest points, is because you hear a lot of people that want to cry and say, hey, do something, make number go up. I'm like, cool, I'll work on that. What are you doing to make number go up? Because I really don't care if you're selfish about it, right? Don't do it for me. Don't do it for the brand. Don't even do it for our vision and our goal. Do it for your own self. Be selfish and do it for your bags, right? Show up for you. And then I promise you, if everyone else just takes personal responsibility of showing up for themselves and what they believed in, it's a collective thing. It becomes a hive mind. You meet other people who are trying to do the same thing. And now optically, you attract new people. Like, hey, what's going on? All these people are showing up every day. And we see a perfect example with the play, with Sappies. They didn't care what was going on in the sea level. They were friends, and that's it. They showed up for each other, and they're like, yo, I mean, we can go to zero, but we're going to ride to zero together. So I agree with you, Cece, that you should have a pulse and you should listen to the community, but it's also having the community identify exactly what role they play in this and whether they want to be an investor and be hands off. And that's cool. But take that role. Like, yo, I'm an investor. I don't really want to do the Twitter spaces. I don't have time for any of this kind of shit. But if you do that, then you don't have time you don't get the right to demand an instant DM back like, yo, I need to know what the hell's going on. For what? You haven't even showed up and done your part. So it's just one of those things that it's a very fine line. And I think that a lot of people are confused on whether they're investors or whether they're trying to become a part of a community. Let's go over to Luke and then we'll move to General.
Well, yo, I wanted to mention something that is just something that a homie did recently that I think is really cool, and definitely, or I would imagine Alpha, there will be a flip if you can mint one. Or I don't know what the play will be after mint, but it seems like there will be a flip just based on the I don't know, the activity or eyes that it's gotten on it and the engagement. So the guy that made just 5 lines made this project or this art called Ringers, or no, Pingers, and it's like Ringers but Pepe Ringers, and they're going crazy. like the engagement on it. And then he told everyone that he has a Genesis collection, 5 lines, and that Genesis collection will be your best shot at getting whitelist. And then the Genesis collection went up from like 0.169 yesterday to a 1 ETH floor with some 1 ETH and 0.65 sales, and which is crazy. And then he's dropping a 420 piece open edition or a 420 piece limited edition today at like 0.0169, and then a certain number of whitelist spots or 0.00169. Yeah, not 10x that. And I just thought that was crazy. And
So where
then
was the alpha before that shit went
Yeah,
up an
bro.
ETH,
I'm
my
about to.
guy?
Yo, you
I
let
didn't.
me drop something that's dropping today because I unmuted to dig into your ass because I know you're not rocking a 1 ETH 5 lines after it hit 1 ETH and you're telling us about it. I know that's not what's going down. So
I
what
mean,
was
I'm
that?
not selling. I only have one, and it's a dope ass. It's like my second favorite group chat to the Daily Alpha, or they're tied. So I'm not selling because I'm not leaving the group chat. You know.
Hey guys, I just wanted to share some alpha, but my bags are going to go up significantly, and the community's awesome. So check out my bags.
No, I'm saying check out the pingers if you can get on the pingers.
Yeah, no, Luke, that's what I want you to pin. Can you pin what's available for today and that's coming up so we can all check that out?
Well, the pingers is the second most recent pinned tweet, and then I also pinned up Mozzie's tweet. If you like to collect collectibles, he's doing an open edition, but they're physical collectibles today, which is a little weird. But he wanted to appeal to the Web2 audience, and that's the homie too, who's been around for a while, well established DMix artist. But yeah, I'll pin up what's like what the info is about what he's dropping today. But it is just for a raffle. But then his art also does sell out, and then gets diamond handed. But the 420 piece edition's pretty big.
No, thanks
I
for
do
bringing
want
that
to,
up, my guy, bro.
yeah, I do want to shout out Luke. Thank you for noting that thing about Vinny Hager because I have one of those airmail things that has just been in the depths of my hidden folder for over a year now, and I'm gonna sell the hell out of it.
You're taking it out of the hidden folder now. You're letting everybody
Oh,
know you have it.
Wait,
That was the
it's
greatest.
going to the
Where you're like,
marketplace.
"Is this going dead?" And you put in your hidden, and then you start seeing like emails of like WETH offers from your hidden. You're like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna bring this out of the hidden. Like, let's fucking go. I thought this was dead. Bring it back from the dead. Take that WETH offer and sell that bitch while you can because
wait,
that motherfucker goes to
why
zero."
would you have the Vinny Hager airdrop in your hidden folder? Did you buy it?
No, I had a letters last year.
Oh, nice. Well, so this piece you can take like a .07 or .09 WETH offer depending on which color yours is, or you can burn it for a 1 in 50. I got mine for .1. I'm thinking I'm gonna burn for the 1 of 50 edition.
Wait,
All right. Well, I'm kind of disappointed that you were in this group chat with 5 lines, and it's your favorite group chat, and you didn't tell us about this until it went over 1 ETH. Super
I mean, dude, you
disappointed.
don't know what's no look. You don't know what's gonna happen though,
I
right?
don't
Like,
care what's gonna happen. I want the fucking me to make the decision myself. You just got to be like, yo, this seems like it could be something. Get a 5 lines. It could go up.
okay,
And I would say you're fucking nuts. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not buying a 5 lines. And then when it went to 1 ETH, you would say, I told you.
well then
I
it
told
doesn't
you,
matter, right?
motherfucker.
But now that we see that we know art is the meta, right? We
Yep.
know that burn editions are the meta. We know that community is the meta. The next time that there's something that checks some of those boxes or one of those boxes, I will tell everyone. And I
Well,
do
next
have
time you
plenty of
checks
art.
all those boxes, the meta's gonna be over. So
Yo,
fucking thanks a lot, Luke.
we all
I,
need to talk our naughty dots. And
I
let's
will say the 5 lines art looked super dope when they were like just getting minted or whatever, but it looks a hell of a lot better at a 1 ETH floor. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I mean,
shout out. Yeah, should we get these naughty dots pumping so I can fucking floor mine? I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, what the fuck happened to that project? Let's
Please,
get the
let's
Jinnle.
do it.
Let's
Go
get the
ahead,
Jinnle
Gentle.
this is
tornado.
important.
What up, Jinnle?
I got an important call coming through, and we're fucking riding, Gentle. Be right back.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if I was up yet, dude. But fuck you! The vibes are electric. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't want to. I was like, I know, dude. Espresso's driving around. His ears are gonna bleed. It's okay, dude. The energy. I just woke up and I was like, fuck, dude. We're gonna crush today. We are gonna crush the rest of this year. Yeah, fuck, dude. I honestly don't even know. I kept coming up and getting phone calls, so I was like, fuck, I gotta keep stepping down. But I'm glad to be here. I mean, I fucking love you guys. I fucking love the Daily Alpha. Big fucking love. Yeah, Luke, that was kind of fucked up that you didn't tell any of us about it. But to be honest, bro, there's not a chance I would have bought it. So I can't be too upset. Obviously, I'm never upset at you guys. So I fucking love you guys too much. I thought Steezy's point was really great, and then Chief kind of doubled down on it, made like some extremely amazing points. I think just like the general like world is super entitled, and I think like to biggest point that I liked was like the Chief said where people want to fucking say like, what's going on, where's this, and they don't show up, and so I think that's complete bullshit, and there's not enough of like founders calling that out or just people in the community even calling that out. So yeah, I just think like if you want to be a part of a community, fucking show up, help them in any way, and then like, you know, if the founder's fucking off, then yeah, like, yo, what the fuck's going on? But if the founder is generally working, I think like showing them support, man. I think like one of the best things about Web3 is that we all fucking kind of show support. And you can find people that are bullshit supporting, and then you can find people that are real. Like that's why I love this community, because we all like support each other, but we're not like fake supporters. Like we're real. And if you fuck up on some shit, like kind of like what just happened with Luke, like, yo, just hit us with that alpha next time. You know what I mean? We can make the decision, and it's all love. And so I just love you guys. We're fucking riding, and then I also need
Love you.
I need some fucking music recos, dude. I don't know what to dance to today.
Let's do push it real good.
I literally did that last Friday.
Oh, you did? Fuck, bro. How about I don't want no eeny teeny weeny eeny shrivel little short man. Don't want no. That's the song right there. And I'm sure you can do it, GM.
Fucking express, don't sing.
I don't know if I don't know. My ears that's the bleeding. Song that came to your head.
Yeah, that's
by the way, bitches, bro. The POAP is up. Today's secret word is Costco, all lowercase. Costco.
Oh my god!
Go grab it.
I love you, Fluffy.
Don't fucking complain.
I wonder where these motherfuckers are shop at. It's at Costco, or this motherfucker owns stock in it. He's trying to pump the stock. I don't know what he's doing.
Yo, I do want to get Johnny. Johnny been having his hand up, came down, came back up. What's up, man?
Yo, what up, guys? GM. What's up, Steezy? Haven't seen you in a minute. I just wanted to bring it back to what Espresso was saying before. You were talking about a micro bull, and I think that's a very important thing that we should really be focusing on, because me being a technical analyst, I've been seeing that on the crypto side of things. I've been charting Bitcoin, Ethereum for a long time, and everybody's saying the bull is back. So much hype out there right now. I've been seeing these big influencers today. Kaleo was showing ETH pumping, saying we're gonna, go to like 15 or 1500 or whatever. But we all got to be very, very wary of that. What Espresso was talking about before, last time, other side. I think we had Moonbirds right on that time. That was kind of the peak of that whole hopium stage, and we all dumped down then. Um, I'm personally seeing the end of the month right now, from what I've been charting from a crypto standpoint. I'm seeing Bitcoin going to about 12.5, seeing Ethereum going down to about 750. So I really do think, like I said, Espresso was talking about this, but after this whole Mean Lamb thing, after this whole Bored Ape thing, I'd get out of whatever bags you're in, have that dry powder. Just want to kind of reiterate that, because I think that is really, really important. A lot of people are going to get burned. And, this is the daily alpha. I've been jumping in these spaces every now and again. And, I think that really is a true alpha. It's really protecting yourself, because a lot of people right now are in a bad place. And, we really want to protect the fam out here, and I think that's an important thing to really consider for everybody.
I appreciate that, Johnny. You should come in here more often, break us down. We don't have like really a market guy or a daily trader guy, so you should come in here like daily and maybe give us a breakdown on what the charts are looking like.
If you're talking about Ethereum in 3 digits, don't come in here at all.
Honestly though, what I'm seeing from a charting standpoint, and I can share some tweets from about a year and a half ago. And if you actually look at my profile, I'm pretty damn good at tracking fractals. From the last bull run, from the 27th.
Famous last words. Now we're gonna just follow you, and then you're gonna fuck us over. No,
no. Hey, not financial advice whatsoever. Trust me, I've made so many mistakes, but I've been in this game since 2016. I lost a lot of money in that last 2017, 2018 bull run. And this last bull run we just had, I made a lot more money. I still lost a lot of money, but every bull run we have, it's all about just learning from your mistakes and just getting better and better and better. And the biggest piece of advice that I would give to any trader, whether it's crypto, NFTs, whatever, is just lose that emotional connection to your bags. I know we all have our PFPs. We're all like, oh, I got an ape, I got a gutter cat, I got whatever. At the end of the day, me, I'm just gonna put it out there. I paid like 90 for my gutter cat, and they're going for like 2.5 now. I'm still rocking it just because I'm the type of guy where, like, if I'm that heavy and I know that gutter cat is doing good shit, so I'm gonna go down with the ship at that point. But I could have made a lot more money when gutter went up, and I could have waited a little bit. But that's just getting into this whole emotional attachment thing. So that's really the biggest lesson that I could really give to people. And this next bull run that we come into, everybody in here, whether you just started out 6 months ago, a year ago, this whole 2020 bull run might have been your first bull run. So you're gonna learn, you're gonna see what you did in that last bull run. You're gonna be like, oh, I had this alien verse or pudgy penguin or whatever, and I should have sold that. And this next bull run, you're gonna get better. You're gonna be like, all right, sell that, wait for the next dip because it's gonna happen. I promise you, Bored Ape will go up to fucking 200 ETH.
Real
Everybody's gonna.
Are we pumping because it's the full moon? Because I know
Man, we could be. I
no,
don't know.
today's the full moon.
Yeah, honestly, my wife is into that more than I am.
Marin,
Yeah, I
It,
know
it,
if he
Marin,
got
coming
lines.
for your ass.
yeah, we it could be. I have no
They
idea,
said the
but
full moon. They said what she was saying. People have been saying is the full moon causes distress and confusion. So people don't actually know what's going on because they're confused mentally or like subliminally. So like once you get past the full moon, people get like a better understanding of where they are and are more confident in their decisions. So maybe you saying we're going down to 700 is just you being you know, persuaded by the full moon, thinking, you're confused, bro. Like we're actually going to 2000. So maybe the full moon's fucking up your charts.
yeah, I could be. I totally could be, man.
Yo,
But
none of these
I,
spaces are giving out the moon alpha.
yeah. No, no, no. I mean, I'll share my ETH chart later on today. I shared a Bitcoin chart a few days ago, just showing, where we could be headed. Because if you want me to go into that technical aspect of things,
Yeah, we'll wait
we're
on that. We will wait on it. And I
yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah.
made a good point with I think we need to start realizing different kind of like what we're talking about. So we're talking about a bull scenario in crypto and maybe a bull scenario in NFTs. Just because we're in a bear in crypto doesn't mean that we can't be a bull in NFTs. All the NFTs need is a consolidation period for 2 to 3 weeks to pop off. And like the thing about NFTs is, like he said, there's an attachment, so people hold on to these more. There's less liquidity, and there's also less amount of them. So all it really needs to do for an NFT to pump is the collection of 10,000 or less have the attention where more than 10,000 people want them and price goes up. So we're going to have little macro and mini bulls and NFTs that you can buy and sell. We might have two or three, like just say we're in a bull for the whole 2023 and we have like three bear markets and four mini bulls. If you can play those correctly and you know that these are not sustainable for a long period of time because of the macro, you can like really build up your bags, especially if there's going to be another bear, a mini bear. You'll be able to sell someone at the top of this bull and then buy back in when people aren't as enthusiastic or we have a big dump down. Because if there's volatility either way in crypto, that's when NFTs bleed out. If we go
Yep.
down, we bleed out because people are scared. If we go up, people reprice it and eat, so the floor price is constantly going down because of the reprice. So lower numbers are always going to happen in NFTs just because of the way we're set up in the bear market. Is because like it's price go down more than price go up, but when price go up, make sure you take those gains and capitalize on it.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's exactly what you were just saying, the micro bull, what I was reiterating. Couldn't agree more on that. You know, we're definitely going to have these micro bowls popping off here and there. Meme Land and the Board Ape Mint, those I definitely think were huge catalysts for this micro bowl that we're in. But like I said, the end of the month, I definitely do think that we are going to go down for a bit. I do see 2023 being as a very positive year, and I do see us coming back. I wouldn't say into full bowl, but I do see us making a good run back. Maybe coming into March, April around there. But just uh, next thing I kind of just wanted to ask, this is more of a little inquiry on other projects. I was wondering what you guys think of Mochaverse and Loud Punks, because Mochaverse, as we know, Animoca brands, but I've been researching that a lot, and you know, they have very little interaction on their Twitter. I think like 9K followers. The posts are getting like less than 100 likes, not a whole lot of interaction. But you know, obviously that is the development company behind Board Ape and lots of these other huge projects out there. So it's a little weird how they don't have a little bit more hype behind them, and then Loud
Because I
Punks.
think what happened with the Mocha was it was gonna be for friends and family only. So a lot
Yep.
of people weren't like that hyped. So "Oh, we're not part of Animoca. We're not going to get this." But over the past week and a half, they actually opened up. They're actually going to have like a whitelist raffle, and like have these raffles. If you hold Animoca products, that you get these raffle tickets. And I think that closes on the 15th. So like like
Yep.
when people that's why I don't think you see a lot of hype. Is because this has only been like people in the public have only been aware of this is open to the public for the past week and a half. But the people I talked to, they're like, "Yo, this is going to be huge." Like Animoca is one of the biggest, people in the space, and they're going to drop an NFT. Like it's going to garner a lot of attention. A lot of big monies want to be a part of this ecosystem. So definitely just think it's
Yeah.
relatively new.
Yeah, so and I've been actually researching it pretty well, and here's some alpha because I think a lot of people think you need to own some ape coin or whatever to you know, get into that. Whatever those, I think Sandbox is another one. They were looking at some of the bigger coins that you have to hold. I think it was like 1,000 USD worth of ape coin you get to hold. But if you look on the NFT side of things, there's some really, really cheap projects out there that if you hold them, you can be entered into a raffle to get a chance to mint. And one of these is called Limpo Athletes. I'm looking at it right now. It's literally 10 USDC to buy this.
Yeah, the
And you,
problem with that, Johnny,
y-
we pinned it up yesterday. There's a thread that had a full breakdown. The problem with the limpos is that
yeah,
you're going to see price action on that because they're 1155 tokens. There's 200 categories of 1155 tokens with multiple thousand tokens inside each one. So if you invest the money, you're literally investing for the point of trying to win the Animoca uh, raffle. But
yeah.
the thing about that is that you only get one raffle entry per NFT. So you'd have to literally go through the time of splitting all of those in order to get yourself a raffle ticket. So if you have 10 in the same wallet, you only get one entry.
So, because another one I was going to say is the Atari and Quid. That was another NFT, and the other one is Phantom Galaxies Planet Genesis. All of these are like $10, $12. So are all of those NFTs? Is that the same thing? If I have a Limpo, an Atari, and a Phantom Galaxies, I'm only going to get one raffle ticket?
If
Because
they're all in the same wallet, yes.
oh, okay. Because it was when I was looking it up, it looked like I could own multiple of these cheap NFTs in the same wallet, and they each would be a raffle ticket. But that's incorrect.
Yes, that's it. I'll put the thread up again.
Okay, that's really good to know. So now how does that work with if I own ApeCoin, if I own Sandbox? Could I have all those in the same wallet as well?
Yeah, I assume that. I don't know the specifics on that. This was someone's breakdown of just the cheapest entry point into the Animoca or the Mochaverse
Oh
raffles.
yeah, I'd love to see that.
And they did a full like Excel sheet with entry price and returns on if you sold, etc., for every single asset on that list. So
Cool, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see if you could post that again. And then the other one I want to mention is Loud Punks. I wanted to see what everybody's take about that because I actually haven't been seeing too many people talk about that. And that's the Rolling Loud Festival
I think for the
lifetime
price,
NFT
yeah, I
pass.
think for the price of it, it's definitely worth the price. $1,000 for that, and you get a lifetime like tickets to Rolling Loud. Like, I definitely think you'll get your money's worth in like your lifetime with that. I think it's relatively good investment if you do like going to these things, but I think it's not priced correctly. So if you're not going to go, I think purchasing now and like waiting for people to realize, yo, like this is a great fucking deal. Eventually, they'll get out, and the next concert they have, like, yo, you could go these for $1,000, and I think that's when you'll start seeing the price. So I'm wait till the next concert happens. I think there's gonna be tons of onboarding into this NFT, and if you are not going to go to it, I think it might be a good flip opportunity in a year to see these like actually go up in price because people go into the concert and be like, dude, I just spent $500. Like, I'm going to go to these for the next 3 years. Might as well get the NFT, right? And it also gives you benefits
Exactly.
inside the like fee. So definitely a good call.
It's
Yeah.
happening in a couple months. The first one's in a couple months out here in LA.
Yep, yep. Yeah, no,
John,
I've been following it. One of my buddies, he actually owns Packwoods. He's the main investor, or he's the main sponsor actually for Rolling Loud. So that's why I've been kind of trying to stay connected with that. But yeah, I want to get everybody's take on that because I haven't been hearing too many. I know they're getting some good interaction on their Twitter, but I haven't been hearing any influencers or anything in any spaces about this, which is interesting.
well, I think a lot of people got burned on the Coachella passes with the whole FTX shit. So that really hasn't been done without a hitch and seen success yet, right? A lot of people paid the lifetime Coachella membership and they stuck in that FTX wallet forever. And so that's probably a pain point in some people without a full blown proof of concept of the transferring work, or someone utilizing it for one season and then transferring it again for the next. And then secondly, I just wanted to correct myself. I read the thread a little bit careful. You don't necessarily have to split it between. You get a raffle for every NFT.
Yep.
However, you win once per wallet. So if you have 100 raffle tickets in there and you got 2 or 3 of your tickets chosen, you
Yep.
will receive one of the wins. So therefore, it is quote unquote better to then, if you're only getting one by one anyway, to kind of split it up just for multiple chances of winning.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. Can you tell me more about the Coachella thing though? Because what I thought the Coachella thing was, I thought there was only like 4 people that got that Coachella lifetime pass, and it was like $1 million each. But was there another NFT drop where more people got
And
it?
then didn't they host like on some centralized thing that went down and now they're fucked?
It's on the FTX marketplace. There is like a Coachella NFT that gave you access to Coachella. I don't know if it was lifetime, but like when FTX went under and it went insolvent, everything that was on that platform basically you can't withdraw. So people like kept their tickets on the FTX marketplace, and now they're stuck in there. I'm sure they could probably figure something out, but like a lot of people were pissed off the fact that their tickets they bought for they couldn't withdraw since it was held on FTX marketplace after the whole Sam
Yeah, there was
Bankman-Fried
only
bullshit.
a couple, but they did have different levels and tiers of like collectible Coachella stuff. I believe there was 4 or 5 different things you could purchase, but you're correct. The lifetime was only a few people that were able to get it.
Yeah, I'm actually reading it right now. So yeah, purchasers of Coachella's lifetime pass NFTs are unable to access their tokens amid ongoing crash of FTX cryptocurrency exchange. There was 10 lifetime passes, and they were valued at a total of 1.5 million. So that's pretty fucking crazy. Damn.
That is fucked. That is fucked. Beat, you
Y-
had your hand up for a while. What's up, man? Well, maybe
All
he's
right,
gone.
beat.
What up,
Go
That
ahead.
Chris?
was an amazing take. Back to
That's
you, Espresso.
that's the
What's up?
first time I haven't heard Beat.
What?
I hope Beat is doing well. But yo, the Just 5 Lines thing is gonna drop soon. It's supposed to be a 420 piece limited edition at 0.0169. And then in the chat, I was questioning. I was like, well, if it's a 420 piece edition and the main thing, I mean, it's art and we all support him and he's got quite a bit of attention now. But 420 piece collection and it's an edition, right? I'm like, don't you think price go down and like that's gonna be worth less than the price at some point soon? And
Yep.
then I just saw a lot of messages about a burn, but I don't know if the burn was confirmed. That's speculation. So I don't know what to do, but I just bought some ETH because I love to buy ETH, and I'm gonna see how the mint goes.
That's what's up. Just keep us updated on it. I think if there is a mechanism, price could probably go up because you'll need multiple of them. But if it's just an open edition, that's usually just like goes to zero or underneath mint. So, but Blaze is up here. He's been up. He's been down. He's had his hand up. Let's say what's up to my. Hi, what's up, brother?
What up, Blaze?
What's good, fam? What's good with y'all? Hey, that Omni's NFT. When I went to the account, it said the account was restricted or something. What's going on with that? The Twitter account.
Yeah, that's what it was. Weird. I saw it and it did the same shit to me, and you can click past it. I mean, it's not like I don't know the specifics on why. I'll probably run it through that website that X gave us, Bot Sentinel, and see what it says. But like the mint function was an actual mint function. Like I read through that much. I don't know if they're planning, some malicious shit to slow rug, but the actual general interaction to mint and go check it out. Like that's all legit as long as you're going through the Discord and stuff like that.
Oh, all right, but and this is why you.
So let me
that's
a good point, and yes, sir. And then let me get to some points about that. You mentioned security, and I have some tools for y'all. So I just pinned up a tweet. It's from Grib. She's a doodle, and she's talking about. We called these out the other day, but these are wallet drainers. So these are Twitters that have changed their handles to other NFT projects that are known wallet drainers. So we've been telling you guys to use bot. Plug the Twitters in there, and it gives you all the information. If like how long ago was the Twitter created? When have they changed their handle recently? So there's a Sad Bears NFT, which is a wallet drainer. There's Shiro NFT wallet drainer. It's a bug. The Red Pill is also a known wallet drainer. And one thing that I saw recently that you guys should, if you are on your computer right now and you are listening to me, go to your Google. You want to get onto this extension, and it's gonna save you fucking money. And the extension is called Pocket Universe, and basically an extension and it tells you exactly what you're selling. And if it's a
rugging, bro,
you can't hear me.
You're rugging. No, you're a beatbox.
My thing.
Yeah.
Good.
Cause I'm bringing on. Good, but no, you're still beeping, bro. Try again.
Well, I'm in the same spot, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to continue the rug.
You're good now, see?
It's because I was pinning up while I was talking. But it's called Pocket Universe. And it's a Google Chrome extension. And it basically relays what you're signing. And it could tell you if it's a wallet drainer, if it's something that has a mal link or a malicious link or something like that. And it's basically just a Google Chrome, and it like hooks up to your MetaMask. And everything you sign, it gives you like a warning if it's a bad site or a bad NFT you're minting. So this could save you millions of dollars. This could save you a bag. So I think it's free. I pinned up top the website, and you guys can look at the demos and shit and how it works. But it doesn't hurt to fucking sign up for it and get it on your web browser before you lose some money, and it'll basically help you save if you ever do get hacked. So it's called Pocket Universe. So I want everybody to be aware of that. So go ahead, Blaze. You were talking about security, and it's like, remind me, I had these drafts that I want you guys to know. So the sooner I can get it out, the better, the safer we can all be, right? So just want to get that out there before maybe someone clicked the bad link today.
Yeah, no, hell yeah, that was efficient right there. Pocket Universe. Is it? Can we use it for Solana mainnet as well?
I don't think so. I think it's only Ethereum, but I could be wrong. I have to do some more research on it if it is for Solana, but I don't think it's for an Ethereum.
True. Hey, I heard Johnny, you was saying something about Packwoods. Were you speaking about Jay Prince?
Nah, my boy Capone, Anthony Capone, he's the owner of Packwoods.
Oh, okay, dope. Yeah, I do some work with tobacco shops in my area, so definitely interested in that. We'll keep up with you, bro.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, cool. But if I can connect you with anything or whatever. I actually know a lot of people in the cannabis industry out here. One of the founders of Cookies is really good friends with a girlfriend of mine, and he's been to my parties and stuff. So yeah, if I can help you out, let me know.
Is that Wiz Khalifa's shit?
The GOAT.
Cookies?
Hell, nah, he got what's it called? Khalifa Kush. That's the best weed you can ever smoke.
Is
I
it?
swear, like I stand by that.
All right, that's cool.
Yo,
And
you
Blaine,
sure?
he's called Blaze for a reason.
Yeah, like I stand by that. You
Yeah.
can smoke Khalifa Kush and work all day long. Like
Sounds like he's high right now. I like
I
it.
actually haven't smoked yet today.
Facts.
All right.
Well,
I like
yo,
it.
She's
little
on a
five
maintenance mode.
5 minute warning on the Devon Figures limited edition.
Thank you. Thank you for telling
Hey,
us and keeping us updated, my guy.
And
hey,
that's from the group chat. No one else got the warning.
that was great, Alpha 2 Espresso with that wallet drainer you're talking about. I'm checking that out right now. I've actually been looking for something like that, so that's clutch. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I forgot to mention it yesterday. I was like, dude, I have to tell people about this because the last thing I want is my homies to like we talk about projects minting and they mint something because they heard about it and I didn't like notice that it was a drainer and like if people's wallets get drained because of something we talked about. So like guys to prevent yourself from losing. So universe, it's a Google Chrome extension. Pretty sure it's free. It's gonna help you space if especially if you can't read code. So definitely like this is what we talk about of the space innovating and being more and more productive and people in this space are actually trying to build resources and help people from actually getting scammed. This is one of those innovations that everybody should have on their computer. There's no reason you shouldn't have to
Yep.
download this. It's just going to help you. So
For
about
sure, for sure. Thank you.
that. Your hand, so I figured I'd throw
Damn,
it to you.
like rugging, bro. You good?
Good, bro. Good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm about to post up the last and final raffle for a kid called Beast. The pre-mint. It's an Alphabot link. I went to go see if it's on their page so I could just lazily send it to you, but I can't. So I don't know if it's public. So just take advantage of it because I'm probably not going to keep it up long. So we'll take it down at the end of the space, but it has 100 spots for the kid called Beast. The raffle, the mint itself is scheduled for sometime next week. Let me double check. Oh, actually, if it's the 15th, it's Sunday of next week, so the beginning of the following week, guys. All right, so just keep your eyes out on that. Raspy's doing a great job, like making the rounds on different chains, and I mean, we get people randomly pop in here every day asking if we know about it and if we're excited. So just keep an eye out on it, and I'm pinning it up here to the top for y'all to sign up. So go ahead, X. No, I can't hear. You're gone, bro. You need to like reset
All right.
yourself. Go ahead, beat.
Yo, and
Oh
real
shit!
quick, this is just
Hold up,
another
hold up.
interesting.
X, I heard you. Damn, he's gone. Oh, rip. All right, go ahead, beat.
Yeah, this is just another interesting. We've been talking about some interesting safety stuff. So if anybody is using right Chrome as your browser, when you're on Chrome at the top right hand corner, there's three. They call them, I think they're called pagines. I forget what the word is. Those three little dots, right? When you click those, if you go down to settings, you'll see a list on your left. And if you go down at the bottom, you will also see extensions. Like if you have MetaMask or all that shit, that's where all your extensions are loaded on there. On the top right hand of that page, when you're in that extensions page, there is a switch called developer mode. You want to turn developer mode on. What that does is it causes Google to, on Google's end, constantly update all of your software with the latest version, so it's never a manual thing. It's just an extra precaution to always stay with the most up-to-date version of whatever they're trying to block scammers from. So I turn that on, and what's interesting about it is sometimes, like a week may go by and you may refresh or shut down your computer for a day. Like that really happens. But if you do, just go back into that thing and make sure developer mode on, because it will keep your shit updated to developer level, which is another form of security. So I recommend that for everybody, and it's super easy to do. Back to you, Chief.
Appreciate that beat. And we actually got what, blockchain ninja. This security guru. I've actually heard him talk in a couple spaces, and I'm pretty sure since we're talking about security is why he came up. So, real quick for the space, the pre-mint alpha bot is up to the top, and then we'll kick it over to blockchain security ninja. Go
I
ahead.
appreciate you bringing me up, man. So yeah, developer mode is definitely a good one. I actually made a thread about wallet security. It's my pinned tweet. I don't want to pin it up. I didn't ask permission or anything, but if anyone does want to go to that, it teaches how to easily create, um, a MetaMask wallet on another profile with a different seed phrase. So instead of
Go ahead and pin it up, bro. I mean, it's not like you're producing content to help people out, and that's what we do. So feel free to pin that
all
up,
right,
man.
I'm pinning it up right now. Yeah, it's the easiest way to make a wallet on another seed phrase. So, like, if someone's degenning and you just make a wallet on the exact same seed phrase, if that seed gets compromised, every wallet in that whole string that's under the same seed phrase is now compromised as well. So, if you want to degen, I suggest making something with another seed phrase, and you can even use this for like storage purposes. So, it's extremely simple. I took screenshots. I kind of like explained everything in crayon, if you will. That way everyone could understand it. You just go to the top right corner in Chrome. You create a new profile. You will have to download every extension again. Um, and like my suggestion for everyone was to color code the wallet, like color code the theme with what kind of wallet you want to make. So like if you want to make a quote unquote cold wallet or vault online, like a short term vault, then make the background blue, name the profile cold wallet, and that way you'll never be confused. Oh crap, which wallet am I on? Which profile am I on? Like you'll always know by the color coding and the names. So that's a damn good place to start.
who you're ever gonna get involved. You get a TikToker that gets a mooncat that starts posting about it, that brings their audience in it. You get a YouTuber that gets it. You get someone that has an alpha group. People join communities often in the most simple of ways. And again, the big thing for me is really profile picture representation. So it's getting my current community, because we have a strong community. It's just about getting them to wake up, be more active, and show up, right? So we have people in the Discord, the same people that were there in the beginning. So it's like, if these people continue to show up and we can keep that strong audience and then build upon that, then the community will grow. It's about still wearing the cat profile pictures while you're a host, while you're a holder, and not buying the next hyped up project and switching profile pictures. It's about like staying committed to the project. Um, and so I am actively outreaching to a lot of people. I have a lot of connections within the space. Like, I'm a small dude. I don't consider myself an influencer, but I'm pretty tapped into a lot of the biggest people within the space. Like almost everyone. Like, and I know of all the people. And I'm not friendly with everybody. But I'm in the know. I'm in the know of everyone, and I'm friendly with a lot of people. So behind the scenes, I'm making a lot of things happen. Like I said, I'm fucking cool with Luca. He's my boy IRL. As things continue to pick up for Mooncats, like, there could be things in the future where I can, bring the Pudgy community and we could do collaborations. Like, who knows? Like, there are things where I believe in myself where I need to execute. Obviously, I'm not gonna go to Luca and be like, "Yo, let's go do like some crazy thing right now," until I believe like we need to get to a certain point, right? But we have those doors, those opportunities. I know a lot of people, and I'm actively doing things for the community to do that. With the staking, with the new things that we're building, I think that's going to bring some momentum to the community. I think the community is going to be excited about that. It's going to be a new talking point, a new marketing point. Like, yo, stake your cat, kind of like, buy your cat, stake it, get people to do that. And kind of like, that's how you get people, honestly, to staking's not going to like, automatically shoot a floor price. It's not always what it equates to, but it equates to like more, how do you say, if I stake my frog, I'm less likely to go and sell it, right? Because now I got to go unstake it, and then I got to go sell it. So it's more of a commitment to the project. That's all it is, right? If you have 10 cats and you stake all of them, you're saying pretty much like, yo, I'm cool with not selling these cats for a long time until I want to unstake them and sell them. So, and then obviously you reap the rewards of whatever that is for staking them. So with that, that's sort of like the baby steps into the right direction. And hopefully that momentum fuels more royalties, of which we can use those funds to fuel more things in the future, like community giveaways, competitions, just things to do more outreach, right? And you can only do little things. I'm not saying like that I'm gonna go from 0 to 1 million, and that's just not how it works. But it's just slow, baby steps in the right direction, and then over time, your community will be appreciated, and that's what all of these communities have done. And I think that if you stay committed, if you keep your head forward, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, like I do, and I really believe it. You have to believe it, then you'll get there. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's not a matter of if, it's sort of a matter of when, if you can just stay committed and stay proactive. And that's one of those things that I'm willing to do and have done for a long time. Regardless of where we are now, um, I've been here daily. There's been a few days where I've taken off, and in those few days, it's been to see family because I'm 21 and I live in Florida. My family lives in Rhode Island, so I like to spend a few days with them when I can. And even in those days, I'm still like, yo, GM, I'm still checking in on Discord and Twitter. So it's not like I'm taking, but there's very few days where I'm completely away from Discord or the community. The community knows I'm there. I have been, and that's been since the beginning of the project. So.
James, I just gotta chime in because it's so funny, dude. Remember when you did take time off and you were sending Discord messages? You're like, "Hey everyone, I'm about to board the plane. Like, I'll be gone for like probably 12 hours. Like, sorry, but I gotta like go through TSA." It was so great, and I remember reading those messages and just laughing out loud because like I was like at my computer and I was like, "Oh my god, this guy is like just like giving us the full little situation." I was dying though, but and then people were like genuinely getting back to you and they're like, "Okay, like safe travels. Like, we want to hear an update soon." I'm like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous. But no, that was really fun for me to see. Again, that was like one of the little things where I was like, wait, I love that he's doing this. Like just that connectivity, like being transparent. It was cool. It was cool. I didn't expect it. I was like, what? Abe, let's throw it to you, and then down to JPC.
Awesome. Yeah, that I'll make it quick. I just wanted to come back and say I just started scrolling through and checking out the collection, and of course the Lincoln hats caught my eye, so I just scooped one up, um, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on more of these because I'm going to grab fittingly a bunch more of these what I call Abe hats as they become available. So yeah, that's really it. But and I would swap over, but like you said, I gotta keep my profile picture up because it is the root of my project. But I will definitely support you guys, and I think that what you're doing is awesome. So
Yeah,
that's
bro,
it.
for sure. I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to check out your project after the space. So shoot me a DM, bro. But welcome to the community. Be sure to
Cool, man. Thank
and
you.
the ape hat's definitely suiting, bro. So I just saw the sale. Appreciate it, bro, and welcome to the community.
Thanks, man.
JPC, go ahead. Yeah, and as you're giving your take, I'm gonna go and pin that to the top, James. I want to see what he got.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kenton. I know I'm digressing a little bit, but I just had to offer my 2 cents on the undocs and docs conversation. I think what James
Totally
and
cool.
Josh I think what James and Josh alluded to earlier is spot on. We're going to see more and more projects have a need to be doxed for regulatory purposes and for legal purposes, right? I mean, the reason businesses register is to protect consumers. And if anything comes out of this FTX debacle, we all know that, the consumers need to be protected and need to be put first. But at the same time, I do agree with Josh as well. I think there is going to be some projects where a level of secrecy is going to bode well for them and attract a lot of followers. And it's important to note that, a lot of states such as Wyoming, Vermont, Tennessee, and a couple others are already writing crypto or already have in place crypto friendly regulations that allow, DAOs to exist and other crypto companies. So, I mean, the law is acknowledging that people want to remain anonymous, but at the same time, it has to be a healthy balance between anonymity and protecting consumers. Thank you for allowing me to share my 2 cents, and you guys can go back to the Mooncats conversation because that's a lot more fun and a lot more interesting than the legal side of things. So.
No, but JPC, I wanted to tell you, you do not have to feel any guilt for any reason about digressing whatsoever on the conversation. There were a lot of people who
Thanks,
wanted
Ken.
to give takes. Oh no, dude, it's true. People have been reacting and they're talking about this in the comments. People are very interested in the whole doxed versus undoxed thing. I think it's pretty obvious that is like something where people have a lot of opinions about. You know what I mean? Like there's so much to that. Just kind of trying to decide like which is better. How do you start? When do you dox yourself? So oh yeah, no, I think that's totally relevant. No, JPC, I was gonna say like from a legal standpoint. Actually, never mind. I'm not going to ask you for. I don't want you to give legal advice. But if you would you?
You could try. I mean, I could always just say, defer.
I do want to ask. Like, I wanted to ask just from like a legal perspective. That's the right framing. From a legal perspective, how do you feel push will be from regulated bodies like governments all around the world? I'm not just talking the U.S. Like, do you think that there will be a push eventually from governments where they see founders who are on docs that are making lots of money on the blockchain? Do you think they're going to try to like push them to have to reveal their identity in some way for any reason? And that's just from like a legal frame side.
No, and as the disclaimers, this isn't legal advice, blah 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 blah. But I do think we're already seeing a push from it. I mean, entities need to register with the states, and sure, individuals can rename or the individuals who run the entity can remain anonymous. However, there has to be a registered agent. And so there's some link to an individual, no matter what state you're thinking of, unless you're in the Cayman Islands, I guess. But I do think we're seeing with Micah, I think we're going to see in the U.S., if not this year, probably next year, some regulation ensuring that, there is some doxing of these founders because they're worried about the liabilities consumers could face if fraudulent activity takes place. And I mean, that's ultimately the goal of regulation, is to protect consumers. So I do, I 100%, there's going to be a push for regulation, and there already is. I think the UK is taking the lead with respect to regulation, and regulation of crypto, regulation of blockchain technology, and that's only going to advance as we go more and more mainstream.
No, thank you for that whole outlook on that. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, James, you might have really dodged a bullet just getting this out of the way early, man. I mean, obviously, look at you. You're a beautiful little kid. He's a little orange cat. Everybody knows who he is now. He looks just like his IRL cat. He told us all. We know everything about him. No, but for real, like I think there is a lot of premise just based off of what JPC said, that maybe, yeah, people are going to move to this doxing thing. And honestly, I think we've already started to see it. At least on NFT Twitter, like recently, people have been on doxing like kind of left and right compared to what they used to. JPC, thanks so much for. I'm just gonna mute your mic just for now, and we'll throw it to CS.
Yeah.
Just feel.
Have a good one, Kenton.
Oh, do you have some more to add? Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you wanted to add more to that or not. But no worries. Just raise your hand if you need to, man. CS, what is going on?
No, I just wanted to say, Abe, I appreciate you jumping up here, and I'd love to learn more about the project in maybe a smaller space. Hash and I, you can usually find us in a smaller space at night. But then back to the anonymous or not, doxing or not. So I made most of my connections and built my network in the hemp and cannabis industry. And one of the companies that I was working with that was originally like coming out with a product, they were a lab. They had built an offshoot company that was just for anonymous shipping. So you could pay them to use their name and go to Office Depot or a place like that they partnered with, and they would have a shipping label ready for you. They would box it up and ship it, but so that way it was not able to be tracked. So I think a lot of these things that we're looking at, if a company wants to come out like the UL standard in the United States, or and make, certify these companies, or make kind of self, inside the community regulations. I think we're just looking more at uh, black boxes that need to be dealt by somebody who has an idea and can specialize in that area.
It's really interesting that everybody wants to talk about this so much, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. CS, I think that like it's really kind of a heated topic. Thank you for all of that, and I know that, yeah. Also, what you mentioned about a smaller space for Abe, yeah, just kind of for everybody in here, I got to give a shout out to these guys. Many of these speakers you're seeing right now, follow them. Check out what they're doing, Hash and CS in particular. They're extremely welcoming of new projects on their stages. To be honest, I'm kind of basing the way I'm trying to run this, because it's a little different than our usual show right now, based off of how they do their chill spaces. And they allow projects to come up. They question the projects, they talk to them, they figure out what's good. And I really think that that is something that is needed. Like, obviously, that's not every Twitter space, but that's kind of the point. Like, take advantage of it, of the spaces that are willing to let you go up as a project or a founder and talk about things. Because, like, yeah, a lot of people will boot you down and they'll say, no, shilling, it's not okay. But, like, I've started to realize, and Hash, I hope you're hearing this. I've started to like genuinely realize there is a place for shill spaces, and the idea of like founders and projects being able to just like unapologetically promote themselves. It's not everywhere, but like having that makes so much more sense in this ecosystem, because like if the whole thing is based around like equal opportunity for everybody, like shouldn't that opportunity then exist? So I think as this, whole thing progresses, I think it's going to be really interesting with the amount of openness and the amount of like okayness, I guess is a fair word to use, with people, promoting themselves unapologetically and talking about their experience and all of that. Yes, let's throw it right back to you.
So the main thing that I'm worried about is government or some type of makeshift international governance of what we want to have be our community. And that's why I say that as it's our responsibility as a community to figure out where we can be the piece to the puzzle that is self-regulation and build that, and then slowly hope that as these smaller entities form, gain trust, and then network come together, we can beat, because of how fast Web3 moves, beat government regulation. I truly think that that is 100% needed if we want to actually have any ownership over blockchain technology.
That's fascinating. I love the idea too, CS, because when you think about it, dude, like this whole thing, again, I'm getting a little like passionate about it here, so I'm going to reel this back in. But the idea like of everything being borderless, and just everybody interacting all over the world, I think it's really interesting. There was actually somebody I know really well, a friend of Josh's and mine. Oh, it was BitBoy James. You know him. He just put out a project, and it was like a really low entry. It was like $10 an NFT or something, so I grabbed it. But the whole theme of his project, CS, was it's called "Living in the Internet." And his like argument is like he is already living in the internet is what he is telling people, and he really does, because he's an NFT trader. He lives in Web3. He's always on something, whether it's Discord or Twitter Space. And he was saying that he believes that's the future for a lot of us, is that it's not like we're going to be living on the internet, we're living in the internet. And I don't know, I kind of thought that was revolutionary. I thought that was so cool. And like if that's the case, then it kind of plays into your point, man. Like we can beat certain regulations before they take place, or we could at least try to self-regulate things before they are so out of control that a governing body needs to step in. And to be very honest, I think that yeah, I can almost promise you, I don't think governments want to deal with any more than they need to necessarily with some of this madness surrounding crypto. It's not that they aren't going to, and they don't want to help with parts of it, but honestly, guys, wouldn't it just be easier if the scams could be I guess flushed out a little bit before crazy regulation has to step in and like really mess it up for everybody? I don't think either party wants that to happen, to be very honest. It's a lot of work on both ends. Just to take a second, not to derail whatsoever, but we have K&J Robots up here, and James, I brought them up because they've been involved with our Expoverse show in LA, and yeah, they're a 15-year-old NFT artist. K&J, feel free to say something. We've got James up here. He has his own collection too, so I just wanted to bring you up, introduce you both. Might be cool to connect, and honestly, the audience should be aware. You are so young doing this. It's awesome. So guys, yeah, K&J, what's going on? What's going on?
Hello Extroverse, and hello Kenton, and hello to everybody on here. Thank you for the invite. I truly appreciate it. And for those who don't know me, I'm KJ. I'm a 15-year-old NFT artist, developer, speaker, tutor, podcast host, the whole shebang. And these past few months, I haven't been posting too much of my art because I've had other clients from projects. One of my clients, they are, fine artists, and I'm collaborating with them to make a collection with their, art into NFTs. And they've had their artworks collected by Oprah Winfrey, Quincy Jones, Muhammad Ali, and, a lot more. And another one, I'm doing a product suite. I think it's product design is the best way to call it. And I'm making like their products into 3D, like the products that are already there into 3D with the use of Blender, Nomad Sculpt. I'm also, tutoring on the side, as you guys may know, and I'm helping with, developing other projects as well. And I do have a couple personal projects that are coming on the way soon. It's a generative art collection. I'm sure many of you guys know art blocks and all that cool stuff. So that's a little bit about me. And I think I was listening in and I heard something about regulations. Is that the topic that's being discussed right now?
Oh yeah, yo, please go ahead, dude. If you got a take on this, go.
Yes, I do. So about regulation, right? I feel like the main reason why a lot of people like Web3 is because the use without regulation, basically. The problem with Web2, or just real world like products and stuff like that is that you need to have a bunch of licenses and you needed to have a bunch of middlemans, to get your things done. And it was kind of a inconvenience for a lot of people, especially people who didn't have those connections. um for example, right, you say you have a cool new product coming out, you'd have to go and get a license, you'd have to go and see if it's safe for people, you'd have to get a bunch of things. And that's something that a lot of underrepresented people who don't really know anything about like product licensing or any of that stuff, they can't really you know get their products out there, so it's just a lot of ideas going into waste. However, with web3, there's no regulation, there's no middleman, so a lot of people who aren't usually able to get what they want out there, they can get it out there, and it makes it easier for a lot of people. For example, me, right? um in the real world, I wouldn't be able to do what I was doing right now because, technically I wouldn't have the license to do it. I'd have to wait until I'm finished with school, get a license or a degree in coding and stuff like that, go to a fine art school. It's a whole bunch of stuff. For example, the person who got, fined for not having a permit to sell lemonade, that's kind of how it is. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, we need regulation to make things safer." Think about it like this, right? If you take the necessary measures to not, get scammed, for example, making sure that they're active on their social medias, taking quick look at ether scans to see where the money is getting out. If you don't know where the money is coming from, then you are the money. I've heard that somewhere before, and most of the time it is usually true. So it's essentially just, taking the right steps so that way you don't get sucked into like a scam, or you don't get your money taken away from it's about being vigilant and being more aware in this space, because once regulation comes in, it's going to be a lot harder to get your ideas out that you usually had beforehand. Like, web3 is all about creativity, and if there's regulations and if you have to go through a middleman to get your things done, then you won't be able to get that much creativity out there, and the space is going to be saturated with a lot of already big brands. So that's my take on that.
Yo, you are so well spoken for literally not even being 16 years old. That is beyond impressive to me. James, if you wanted to reply anything to that, you could go first. Otherwise, I'll say something. But just want to throw it to you out of courtesy.
Yeah, welcome to the space, bro. Shout out to you, man, being 15. Young hustler, bro. Sounds like you got your head screwed on tight. I was 15, fucking, I don't know what I was doing when I was 15. It wasn't that, very articulated. Um, yeah, would love to connect, bro. I just like connecting with people in the space, and I like people that are motivated and driven. So, yeah, keep it up, bro. I like your energy. Yeah, so yeah, keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Go,
Oh, I
KJ.
was
It's my
saying
bad.
thank you. I truly appreciate it, and yeah, I'd love to connect with you.
Dude, and just for me to throw you some flowers, yeah, man. I don't know what to say. If I let you talk too much more, you're gonna take my position. You're gonna take my job. You'll start doing your own Twitter Spaces. I'll lose traction. I won't make the top of the leaderboards. KMJ Robots is gonna beat me. So I just might not be able to throw it back to you, man, because that was just way too good of a take, to be totally honest. I can't believe you know this much about the space. It's so darn impressive. I absolutely love that. And I think that the point you mentioned about the whole, like, this unregulated thing and having these, lack of boundaries, they're beautiful in a lot of senses. I mean, you would not be able to have accomplished what you've accomplished in the space at such an age without that, just, I guess, openness and that availability and freedom. So I don't know. I just, it's funny. It's back and forth in my head. I see so much use case where, like, this lack of, discipline over the space right now from governing bodies, it allows for that freedom and for individuals to grow and flourish in these really unique ways. And like, I love the idea that younger people are able to take advantage of that. Isn't that like so important? Like, especially in a world right now where we really need some innovation. We really need this next generation that's coming up to take things over. And there's a lot to fix. Like, there's a lot to fix from any angle you look at it. So this is really, really cool. KJ, thanks for coming up. I sincerely mean that. Glad I got to intro you to James. And there's other great people on the stage, man. Seriously, they have all their own shows. They let me up there personally. Follow them, check them out, because they'll definitely let you up after hearing that take. Because I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but it's hard to find people with good takes on Twitter Spaces, and then you end up with idiots like me running the show. That's what happens. That's what really happens here. What's going on, descendants of Abe? Hey, wait, did you change your PFP, or is this just the other account? I wanted to.
This is the other account. I figured I would at least pop up and have the project account up here, but that's not what I want to talk about. I love KJ. That was an awesome take, man. As a father of I have a son who is just a little older than you, but started his project when he was your age. Very well spoken. I think you're spot on, man. One thing I did want to offer, a little piece of advice, when you made a comment of going to school, getting a degree in computer science or engineering, writing code. You don't need that shit. Let me be the first to tell you. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I work for a very big company. I can't say the name on here, but I didn't go to college. I am a head of engineering. We are making tons of cash, and we are also in a very highly regulated space. We are in sports betting, so it's the complete and utter opposite of Web3, and it is the bane of my existence some days of dealing with regulators. That being said, I think jumping in and being able to do things that you're doing in the creative space and being really scrappy and not having to have a ton of capital is what makes Web3 awesome. I do think there does need to be some regulation in this space at some point. As we all know, tons of scams in this space, which, at the end of the day, these are, should be consumer protections to a degree. I think those are really important. No one likes losing their money to a bunch of scammers, and they are out there. So the gambling space is I think extremely regulated. One, because it's also extremely addicting. Gambling, just like lots of other things. But I think there needs to be a better middle ground. But KJ, just wanted to give you props again, man. That I like seeing the younger generations doing this stuff. My son inspired me to do this, and just keep up the good work and keep cranking. And just, I think last thing is just be honest with people. That's the biggest thing I think you can do coming into a space young, and that's flush with lots of money in it, and that changes people. But you just come into this space and honest and open, and with empathy and caring for others, I think you'll do wonders. So keep up the good work, and yeah, thanks for speaking.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, man. All right, now I'm actually gonna go back to my day job, and I'm already late for 2 meetings. So, all right, guys, thanks for having me up here again. And if anybody wants to check out Descendants of Abe, this is the actual project PFP. So, cool. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Thanks, James. Thanks, Kenton.
You were so good. I really mean this. It was so funny at the beginning. Again, remember, guys, this guy came in and he was like, "Oh, I don't normally talk on Spaces. Thanks for even letting me up." Dude, you've given some really nice additions to this conversation. So thanks, Abe. Thank you for being. Thanks for following the convo. And the advice you just gave to KJ was excellent. It was really excellent. And yeah, congrats to. Honestly, I'm not asking for specifics, but when he is old enough to be on, we would love to feature him as a content creator in the space. Just, yeah, I want to throw that out there. That would definitely be worth it. Guys, we need to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. And I'm only telling myself that because I'm so bad at doing this on time. But I actually have to, and here's why. Because we're doing a LinkedIn space right after this through Expoverse. And I know that might sound silly to some of you, but yes, LinkedIn has spaces too. So that's like a whole thing now. They're not spaces, they're live audio chat rooms. But yeah. Oh, yeah, for real. So check out the pinned tweet at the top, please, because I'd like to see some people over if you want to come to LinkedIn. Listen, if you don't, that is fine too. But we are on that, I guess, forefront of trying to see what we can do with this whole LinkedIn thing. Because, on there, obviously, it's a little bit more doxed. We have more of our professional network is on there during the daytime. It's just as Abe said, he's at his day job, right? A lot of you are at your day jobs. I don't know how you're here. I don't know how some of you show up like this, but I love it. I got to say, I love it. So, all right, we'll move things quick. Oh my God, it's Alt Mob. Alt Mob. I wish we had more time and we could have gotten to so much more. Let's throw it to American Crypto Academy, then to Poopity, and then Alt Mom. We'll make sure there's time for you to at least yell something for 1 minute, and then we'll be out of here today.
Thanks, Kenton. I'll make it real quick. Shout out to Expoverse, Kenton. You always do an amazing job. You're great at this. I wanted to give shout out to K and J. At your age, being in the space this early, you're ahead of the ball game by light years. I wanted to touch on a couple of your points, and similar to what previous speakers shared, you don't need education currently to make it and be someone and get a six-figure job out there as a, especially as a programmer. It's all about knowing what you're doing and being savvy with it. And so, and also you have to, you sound like you're in the States. The US provides some of the best opportunities out there for anyone, which is why we have such high immigration always, because if as long as someone's willing to work, doesn't matter what licensure or regulation you're following or not, there's ways about it. It's all about networking and making those connections and understanding how to approach it so that you're not stuck with regulation holding you back in any way in any line of business. And the third point is we need regulation into space, which will help adoption, especially in more progressive countries like the US that have standards and regulations with regards to finance because of the opportunity that crypto creates. That's why a lot of people have lost money and gotten in trouble because of things like DeFi that exist that pay unsustainable benefits to the initial users. And so some regulation is absolutely necessary, but that is for the better of the overall industry as a whole. And that will, I promise you, not take away all the opportunities that the technology is presenting. And my last point is, at your age, being so early involved in such a what you've displayed as a leader in what you're doing already by being involved with so many projects, I invite you to check out NFT Kids magazine. They work with youth in the NFT space, so I think you can find some symmetries there.
Actually, KJ, wait, didn't you work with them already, or am I wrong?
I'm no longer with them, but in the past I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well then you started right. That's a great organization. I'm a big fan and supporter. And a little alpha, for those of you that don't know, Magic Johnson recently got involved with that organization, and there's a lot more plans coming there.
No, American Crypto Academy want to say great just take on the importance of regulation to take out some of the really bad actors in really bad situations. Yes, there are definitely some serious scams that we do need to squash, and we're not going to be able to do it all just ourselves. So, no, I appreciate you mentioning that. It is important that there is a huge precedence on that because there are going to be just I hate to say it, but there's just going to be some bugs that are so big, it's going to be hard to squash them ourselves. I guess that's the best way of putting it, maybe. But Poopity, thanks for hanging out. We're going to throw it to you and then Hash.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me as always, bro. But yeah, man, KJ definitely showed up with a lot of information for someone his age. I give you mad props, bro. Like, shoot, he's ahead of a lot of us even right now. So, you know, but he showed up, and I'm glad that he mentioned a lot of what he mentioned, because it actually comes down to even what Abe mentioned earlier about even his kid and stuff. Like, it all kind of depends, with doxing, it depends on also what you're doing, right, in the space. Like, if you're just hanging out or you're trading, day trading, like I'm NFT trading. It was funny, like you were talking about, Abe going back to his, regular job. I'm looking at NFTs and they look dumb as hell right now. But yeah, like, everybody's doing something different in the space. Like, if you're trying to build a project or if you're trying to, build an audience and you want more credibility, I mean, sometimes doxing is the way. I mean, if you want to show and flaunt, your wealth and, gain cloud like that, those are ways of gaining, credibility in certain people's mind, right? So, I mean, doxing, it can go, multiple ways, right? I prefer myself personally to, stay doxxed because I like my privacy. I don't want people knowing who I am, whether it's friends or family or whoever the hell it is. So everybody has their reasons, right? And nobody should be forced to do anything unless it is, involving, large amounts of money or, a lot of responsibility where it requires that, right? And I think that that's something that we have to take in mind. And it's like different cultures that are being built right now. Like, there's a culture of like, yeah, we're against the government, no regulation, right? And then there's and I want to stay doxxed, and then there's a culture of like, no, people need to undox, and I want to know who I'm dealing with, and it's my money, right? So different cultures and mentalities that are being built right now. Ultimately, with regulation, what it will lead to is an evolution in the space that has to happen. Like right now, we're not evolving. Like NFTs are still the same. There's still people putting out more pump and dumps and stupid things out there that nobody needs, that don't bring any utility or evolution to the space. So along with the evolution, we're going to see that it's either going to overtake regulation, or it's going to find a way to work with regulation as we move forward in the space.
Oh, honestly, I like the idea of working together. Great. James, you're back. Oh my God, Twitter kicked him off. It said no, and it threw the cat down. We had to reconnect. Let's throw it right to Hash.
Cat.
Poopity, not to not reply to your comment, but only to keep in time. And I want to just keep going through the hands. But honestly, excellent point to make. Thank you for bringing that up. Hash, what's going on? And then we have a special presentation for a 60-second motivational speech by Alt Mom. She did not know this until right now, but it is happening. Hash, first, let's throw it to you.
Great. I appreciate you taking the motivational speech off of my shoulders. I will give that gratefully to Alt Mom. I'm also at my in real life job, so I didn't get to hear K and J like show up or talk about anything. And if you threw it to me, Kenton, sorry. I wasn't engaged in farming. I was just in a meeting. So very cool though, from what I can see, what you're doing, and I see that some of your community members showed up here, which is dope. I think it's great and really in line with kind of the topic today. I don't know that I heard anybody say it, but yeah, if you're a minor, there's like a whole other set of things going on there with doxing. So do keep that in mind. I am, one of many people who is on Twitter Spaces while they work, and if I was doxxed, my work might have something to say about that. So that's a really selfish reason, but just something to keep in mind. Because Kenton, I know you said that a bunch of us here, you don't know how we do it. Well, that's how. Over to you.
Epiphany, Hash. I just had a full on epiphany. Like, I didn't even think about that because I only work in Web3. Like, what? You just like blew my mind. Okay. First off, I want to shout out to Kenton because I stay up really, really late working, and I woke up, and the second my first thought, usually your first thought is, I got to go to the bathroom. Like, you wake up, that's kind of your first thought. My first thought was, oh shit, I'm late to Kenton's space. Like, what is going on? You have infiltrated my daily routine. And so when you get to that level where you're on somebody's mind, on their daily routine, you know that you're doing a really good job. So I just want to give you that, because I didn't realize it. Even as much as I love you, I didn't realize this was going to become a part of my daily routine. So first off, KJ, I didn't get to hear everything that you were saying, but I am putting together right now a group of kids that are working in NFTs, and we're about to do a space where we do some sort of, maybe like a pitch contest, or like just something to uplift what it is that kids are doing in the space. And I think we're going to do it either next week or the week after. So shoot me a DM, and I'll put you on my little list of people that I want to reach out to for that space, because I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. And there's not enough attention on the kids that are building. I learned this from my 7-year-old the other day, when she understood cryptocurrency when I explained it to her in like 5 minutes. And she's the only person in my massive family that actually was like, that is the coolest thing in the world, and it totally makes sense. She looked at me and said, it makes sense, right? So just to have a 7-year-old say that, like, that's the whole point of all of this, is we're innovating. I liked when I liked the words evolution, because a lot of people in the beginning used to say revolution, right? This is a revolution. This is not a revolution, okay? This is an evolution, because when you talk about a revolution, you're talking about, disbandment. And this is farther than that. This is putting people together, and this is the evolution of the planet and the human consciousness. What we're doing is we're connecting worldwide and globally, and that's never been done before. And this is going to elevate the entire globe. America, what's up? What's up? I know you guys are hand up, so I'm not even gonna keep going.
LOL. Real quick, Kenton, you're gonna have to multitask and launch the LinkedIn space on another unit while we finish up in here, and also let's schedule another space to talk about NFT innovations. Because who was it speaking just a minute ago? Was it Hash or Poop Poopid said that NFTs are not innovating. I can argue the opposite. There's a lot of
I
innovation
know.
happening.
Yep.
And thirdly, out mom, awesome. I think we should connect what you're doing with kids. We're a partner with the Youth Crypto Conference and education in the space, and so would love to connect with you as well. We might have even met somewhere at some conference because
I
I
feel
go to
like
all the
we met
conferences
when
in
I was
Miami.
I feel like we met when I was working with Diego through City Packs and we were doing some daytime education spaces. I feel like your voice is familiar.
So let's reconnect. I followed
Yeah,
you with this account. I'll send a DM when I can. I am traveling all next week, so hopefully it's the week after that it works out for you so I can fully engage. But that's
perfect.
what I wanted to share. Thank you so much.
All right, there's 1 minute left, so I'm going to throw it over to Kenton. I'm going to host a space after this. I'm actually getting ready to jump over there too. So if anybody's not on LinkedIn, but Kenton, last night I had a meeting, and in that meeting, we discussed going live on LinkedIn and YouTube and Instagram and all the things at the same time. And so we'll be doing that too coming up like next week. And I don't even have a LinkedIn. I'm in a LinkedIn accountability group. I'm like, oh shit. But it's a brilliant idea and I'd never heard it before. So I'm really excited for you to do that. So go crush it. Love to everybody in here. Even if you're not coming to my space, if you guys could retweet it up at the top, you could win a bad NFT. And love everyone. Have fun on LinkedIn. And Kenton, I want you to whip me when I fuck up my LinkedIn, okay? Because I'm gonna go work on it today.
Oh my god,
That sounded terrible. I'm sorry, guys. That sounded really bad.
Listen, this is too much for my ADHD mind to all take in. There were so many good things said. I want to respond to so much, but ultimately, I'll say this, guys. Yeah, if you want to come over to our LinkedIn show, we would love to see that. But I gotta be honest, as a Twitter Spaces host, there are tons of great spaces here on Twitter, and if you are enjoying your time, support them, follow them around. They will have other conversations and continue to enrichen your brain. I'm serious. That's why I'm up at all hours and my phones keep dying because I keep listening to spaces. You should see the crazy setup I have. Altmom, best of luck with your space. Guys, it's 2 o'clock. Before we go, I want to let James say a final goodbye because James, sincerely, man, I had a lot of fun getting into NFTs through Mooncats. And it was affordable. It was easy for me to get involved. I could trust you because I heard you speak on
I
spaces.
want one right now. Quick. I want one right now. What's the floor price?
Oh,
Can we
oh,
do this?
oh, it's like 0.02, but let me DM you. It's only 0.02 though. Yeah.
Send me the link. Send me the link. Only Kenton send me the
Go
link.
ahead.
Nobody else. I'm not clicking on any of your scammy links.
Yo, oh mom, shout out to you. I appreciate that, and definitely be sure to join the Discord community after as a holder, and we'll give you a warm welcome. But I just want to say thank you, Kenton, for the invite. It was a pleasure being up here and being able to talk about the community and what we have coming forward. I would love to come back. You know, you have amazing energy, bro. You have been killing it. I see the consistency. I see the work you've been putting in. If people know me, people know the tweets that I put up when you went down. I said, bring the OG back, bring Kenton back, because when Twitter brought your original page down, I was like, where the fuck did Kenton go? Where's the energy in the spaces? It was gone. There was no energy. It had disappeared when you had left. It had decimated. So, Kenton, the Web3 space needs you,
Facts.
bro. You bring a lot of great energy here, bro. There's not many that could do it like you. I don't. There's very few people that do it how you do it. So, again, thank you for letting me come on. It was a pleasure, and keep doing your thing, man.
Uh, I just wanted to say, James, I appreciate that because I know it's true, not because you just told me, but because Montav and Morgan had told me. They were like, hey, like people were wondering where you were, man. I was like, who? And they said James. And they're like, James like said something about it and tweeted. And I was like, wow. I'm really humbled by this. I'm really humbled by honestly any of you who have taken the time to come up and speak. Get this.
Dude, this space is recorded, so I want everybody to know that Kenton is legit my favorite person for energy in spaces. So you guys can take that to the bank. And I'm very like I'm in spaces 15 hours a day. So LFG, let's go. Love you guys.
Thanks, Alt Mom. James, thank you for being here, and I'm going to thank all the speakers. KJ, context, yeah, context. You're too humble. You can always raise your hand to speak, my man. I'll DM you off the chart. ACA, appreciate you being here. Alt Mom, of course. I'm glad this is part of your daily routine. Hash, you know I appreciate you. Poopity, and oh no, Isle Marauders. We got a moon cat up here, and yo, that's a sick moon cat. I love that. Why didn't we? Island, please come back anytime. You can come up and speak. We can continue the conversation, my friend. I should run though. Montom's like, let's go. All right, we are hopping over to LinkedIn. But remember, guys, there are some awesome spaces happening all over Twitter as well. We love the fact that you're even here. So yeah, don't just support Expoverse, support the community. I really mean that. I think that there's so much to this and so many different spaces to sit in and learn from. So let's throw it right to music. James, our featured guest, really appreciate you. We will have him back. There is so much we could talk about in ACA. I agree with you. We should get more into all of what is happening in just everything you said. You mentioned that you're like, we could have a whole other conversation about this with the innovation, NFTs, where this is going, regulation, so many different topics to discuss. But ultimately, guys, just thanks for being here today. This was an awesome featured conversation. Really appreciate all of your time. And to take us out of here, we're just going to play some music and then check out the pinned tweets at the top, everyone. You can see what's happening. Follow the link over to LinkedIn. We will be there in just about 2 minutes, starting late, but it should be a good show. All right, this is Kenton. We are out of here. Explorers Daily Show Friday. We'll see you next week.
Shawty want romance, fucking no bro, man. Y'all already know, I know, yeah. Snapping like Kodak, she want me so bad. I just want all these hoes, yeah. Oh, no. Tried to start the flow, yeah. Had to duck and roll. I've been on the go. Running up, thinking I done enough. It's like a wish in a well. Fuck it up, waist like a rubber duck. I got some drip to sell, yeah. Out the face like, who is that? I'm going back to back. They like, oh, it's Jackson, that boy be cracked, that's facts. Always chasing them bags, always on me them rides. Always chasing the cash, never going outside, never coming in last. Giving to me for too long, how can I do wrong? Every beat get flew on. Checks on me like coupons, bitch, and the shit get pooed on. Shawty want romance, fucking no bro, man. Y'all already know, I know, yeah. Snapping like Kodak, she want me so bad. I just want all these hoes, yeah. Oh, no. Tried to start the blow, yeah. Had to duck and roll. I've been on the go. Popped them up for the summer.
Guys, thanks again for being here. This is Ken from Expoverse. We will see you next week, Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pop on over to LinkedIn. We're going to start our Web3 weekly wrap up right now. See you soon.